To take the tip-off here for the U13 AAU basketball squad from the Thunderbirds organization. This is the Thunderbird AAU Invitational Basketball Tournament 2008, and they'll be taking on the Southern Maine Explosion squad. Now, these two teams played last year in what was an excellent ball game. I believe it was a 7-point win for the Thunderbirds, and they're looking to get on the board and get scoring first. I'll do the rosters as this game unfolds, and again, coming to you from the Common Avenue Gym, MSJ's home court, and the tournament actually spread out throughout the entire venue here in Rutland County at Castle State College, Mill River, Keefe Gym, MSJ. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. So it's a huge tournament, lots of teams here, tons of players in the area, good for the economy. They have to eat, they have to shop, they have to have a hotel to sleep in, buy gas. These are the kind of events they should promote much more than trying to keep pumping money into a dilapidated downtown. And that will be saved and come back, and the outlet pass to Bowen. Bowen with a few dribbles looking for Wright. There's the grab, and Rachel Wright realized she was too far underneath the backboard to make the shot. And one thing about this group that hails basically all from around Rutland town area, the Thunderbirds group that coached by Joe Bizzarro, is that they make great decisions. They're a very good decision-making team along with their physical talents. They make good decisions, and boy, you see Bowen do some tightrope walking there, and here comes Southern Maine. The Explosion with a shot up and no good. Rebound boxed out. That'll be taken down there by the number 5 player, Riley Camden. So Camden with the 1 and out. Up, that was partially blocked. We're still looking for the game's first points. It'll come back and be set back up now by Bowen. So Bowen, Marissa Bowen, number 3, will run the offense. She'll set the table. She'll be the team, the player on the team that is the point guard. That's Turgeon with the basketball. And of course, her role is she can play inside or outside very well. She's a good swing player, handles the ball well, but she can go inside and knows how to do that right there. Drive to the hole, hook, shot's going to be good by Turgeon. That's good stuff. Now Gway, number 21, will bring the ball down. Looks like she's going to run the point. Southern Maine in those white uniforms. They got a cool name and a cool uniforms. The Explosion. That's a 3 ball. No, it came up just a little bit shy. And ball will be taken out of there by Turgeon. Slapped away. And right now it's a 5-on-4. There's one offensive player for Maine just coming in the picture now. And that's going to be a foul and count the basket. I got to say, yeah, he's saying it too. Count the bucket. So the foul will be on Turgeon, and the bucket will tie the game at 2. Now we'll send number 15, Morgan Rennie, to the line, and she's looking for a 3-point play and also the lead. And this is the U13 section of the tournament you're watching. And she'll get the bounce. Very kind room here at MSJ. It'll be 3-2 Southern Maine with the lead. There's Morgan. Ashley Morgan will bring the ball out of bounds. And again, they just run a little diversion play there to get the ball in the hands of Bowen. She'll lob over the top of the trap to Morgan. Back to Camden, and the shot will be put up by Turgeon. Little short and a rebound. Taken out there by Southern Maine. And they'll come to Gway now, number 21. So Stephanie Gway is going to run the point. And this is your off guard now. 22 with the basketball was Ledoux. See the defense, yeah, it says their tendency to pressure the ball up high, and there's the steal by Bowen, and she'll go up and rush the shot a little bit. Looked like there was a push on the play, no call made, and here comes Gway with the basketball. We're at 3-2 with 12:58 to go in the first half of play. Southern Maine with the lead, they got the ball, and that's going to be off the defensive player's foot. Ashley Morgan is number 12 out there, along with number 20, Mary Kate Turgeon. And boy, the baseline was given away on the drive by Gway. Was perfect. Well, once you turn them loose to the baseline, you've got to have help defense back there, or else you're going to turn them loose like that right there, and they'll drive to the hole. And it's 5-2. The Explosion with the lead over the Thunderbirds. And I'll have more action from the Bougiani tournament. Got travel. Yeah, she got the ball on the pass up top, caught up in her arms, and just couldn't get it to the floor quick enough, and it'll be a turnover. And number 15 for Southern Maine will take the ball out of bounds. That's Rennie, number 15. And now Gway with the basketball, calling out the play. She crosses the timeline. No pressure this time as they will switch their defenses up quite often. This is a very experienced squad out here, this U13 squad. And that just did miss, becoming a turnover. Nice save on that far side by number 22, Ledoux. Yeah, so Ledoux, being patient, will bring the ball back out. Now she'll just get it on that side to Rennie, and Rennie gave the ball right back out to her teammate, Fetter. Fetter up, collision, and ball saved, squirts back. Southern Maine with the basketball, and they're letting them play a little bit here in this opening half of play, and that's going to be Rachel Wright with the basketball. Rachel Wright out of the pack, and Rachel Wright looking to take it to the inside. Will go right by the whole pack of Southern Maine players. Rachel Wright with the bucket. Oh, you got to look at that play right there. She got the defensive rebound, broke through the entire team, and then made the nice move on the dribble on the crossover to cut inside, and it's 5-4. I don't know if that, yeah, 5-4, Southern Maine with the lead. And now Bizarro 43 and Ballard 13 coming in the basketball game for Turgeon and for Camden for the Thunderbird squad. And the two officials just chatting it out here and making sure they got everything correct. And for Southern Maine, you have Michaela McConaughey coming in. Number 31 coming in is Richardson. Oh, I know there's a number I missed. Oh, I'll have to catch up. Okay. So Bowen called the play out as she came over the timeline and waits for the screen to be set. And actually, there was just too much space left between the screen, and that's why the defender was able to run through it. Wright wheeled to the paint, gave the ball back to Ballard. She faked, drove the baseline, and got it. The ball fake is what made the defender come out and play her tight, and then she was able to go right by her. 6-5 now, the lead back to the Thunderbirds. Again, I expect this to be tight. Rennie, she ball faked and then had the ball taken away. Wright ends up with it. She'll throw it to Bowen and be a little bit too tall for Bowen out of bounds. I'm going to have a turnover, and the ball will go to the Explosion. In the white uniforms, you're watching the U13 bracket here. In a 6-5 game, Gway will have the basketball. Now, she's done a nice job of running the point, Gway has. To Rennie, and they'll come up on this side, McConaughey. Right now, they're just being extremely patient, Maine, as they're running through their motion offense, waiting for everybody to step off the screen and pop out. They're not taking any rushed shots or crazy shots. There's no shot clock for them to worry about. And this time, it's just good defense jump ball. It was Ballard that got in there and tied the play up. And the arrow looks like it's going to stay with Maine. Yeah, it's Emmy O'Rourke coming in, number 33 for the Thunderbirds, along with, I saw Charnock out there. Yeah, there's Emily, number 25, Emily Charnock, in the ball game for the Thunderbirds. And that was blocked by Ballard. That's help defense on the baseline. That was what I was talking about earlier. Bizarro, or I'm sorry, that was Emmy O'Rourke. Now come back up top to Bowen. Yeah, and Southern Maine out there matching up in a man-to-man defense. They wanted to screen and roll. That was just well defended. Bowen picks it up, penetrates, lobs the ball across, and that's going to be caught by O'Rourke. To Bowen, and that's just quick feed out there defensively. Nice job defensively. If you're watching two teams be very patient, run through complete plays once or twice on offensive possessions, and the defense playing man-to-man, staying with everything. This is two good teams to watch right now. Ballard asked for the break. Yeah, and Charnock came over all the way from the top of the box. She'll turn fire, no good. Rebound on that far side by McConaughey. And they'll pull back defensively. There'll be no pressure. Nguyen will grab the ball right at that center court logo and works it between circles, comes off to McConaughey. And they look down inside for somebody to flash to become open, but the defense had sealed it. They just rotated around, same play. They just switched sides to Richardson, and she just rolled from the right side to the left this time instead of what she did prior. And they just couldn't get through the screen that time, and they didn't communicate the switch. Bowen open, passed up the shot. Ballard had her shot blocked and controlled by Southern Maine. Yeah, that was a nice job by number 31, Richardson. Defensively, there's Bowen coming in from the backside, undetected. She's got a 1-on-3, and she's going to pull it back out. That's what I'm talking about, good decision-making. Southern Maine with that excellent job transitionally getting back defensively. As it's 7-6 right now, Southern Maine with the lead. They've got the ball, and this is McConaughey with the basketball. She's going to be picked up by Charnock. She'll come off to Goy now. And that pass was read. Charnock read it, anticipated it, stole it, takes it in, and missed it. The job by the defender there was not to foul, but just getting away, and then the job by Charnock was to take the shot but not create an offensive foul, and everybody did their job. The ball just didn't drop through the cylinder for him. Look at Richardson go to the hole. That was blocked from behind. The follow-up's good. The initial play defensively was excellent, but then nobody boxed out, and the player came in on the backside undetected, and that's where the follow-up came in. 9-6 now, Southern Maine with the lead. 8:02 to go, first half action. U13 section of the tournament. Ballard. That was definitely blocked. That should be blue basketball, and that's what we'll have. That was blocked out of bounds. And Rachel Wright coming back in the basketball game, and she's going to replace Emmy O'Rourke. So O'Rourke will sit down. They're going to run that stack formation, and that's Bizarro that made the catch. Passed up the shot, much to her coach/dad's chagrin here. He wanted her to shoot the ball. When you catch the ball down on the blocks, you've got to go up with it. That'll go through Charnock's legs, be picked up by McConaughey, and she'll slow it down. Wait for everybody to join her on the wing. There's a slide along the baseline. The defender took it away, and they're just going to recycle, kick it back out to Rennie. Rennie at the three-point elbow. They'll go down inside, and Richardson got it. Katie Richardson with some tremendous low post moves in this first half. Makes it 11-6, a 5-point lead for Southern Maine. Bowen brought it all the way back to the left side of the court. We'll go to Rachel. Rachel Ray's a cook I watch on the Food Network. That's Rachel Wright. You should never do a game hungry. All you think about is food. Or the people who'll cook it, I guess. That's saved. Oh, what a job to Richardson. No. An easier open look, and she didn't can it. She needs to be doing all kinds of neat contortions, being covered by everybody to make the shot. The open shot is the hardest shot, players always tell me. Too much thinking involved, too much time to think. Bowen with the ball, and Bowen will bring it back now to Ballard. And Ballard and her teammates held to 6 points here. And the opening 8.5 minutes. There's Ballard, baseline, too much juice on the ball, taken down by Richardson. Richardson has a player up ahead. She's got a 2-on-1. She'll come back to Rennie. She'll make the grab, and just the pass being that little bit behind her gave the defense a chance to get back, and that was McConaughey, and she just drained it. 13-6 now, and Bowen's gone the distance here in his first half. Turgeon's at the scores table for the Thunderbirds, getting set to check in. She started the ball game and took a break, and then what they did right there, they just triple teamed on Bowen. That was last touch by Charnock. It'll be white basketball. Yeah, they just triple teamed Bowen, and when she turned, there was nothing there but defenders, and they were able to make the pick. Feder 35 coming in. 22 is Ledoux, and I don't have a 33. She took the shot, made it. I'm not sure who she is, but she made the basket. I'll have to work on figuring out who 33 for Southern Maine is, but they have a 15-6 lead over a very good U13 Rutland, or a Thunderbird squad right there. Ballard will have to bring it all the way back out. Right now, the whole difference in the ball game has been the defensive play, the defensive intensity of Southern Maine. Yeah, and see, everything kind of got collapsed and brought down, and we will have a timeout taken by the Thunderbird squad. We'll read the roster here for Southern Maine. Again, this is U13 squad, Southern Maine Explosion from Waterboro, Maine. Not really sure where that is. Troy Braley is the head coach, but Michaela McConaughey is number 1 on the roster. Allie Braley is number 3. 5 is Megan Carroll. Katie Duncan is 11. Morgan Rennie is 15. Tori Stewart is number 20. 21 is Stephanie Guay. Holly Ledoux is 22. Katie Richardson 31, and 35 is Christina Fetter. And that timeout taken, first timeout taken of the first half by either side, was taken by the Thunderbirds. And I'm finding the ball. There it is. You find the ref, you'll find the ball, and that's where they'll have the ball taken out of bounds on the far side here of the court. Yeah, McConaughey looking around, and there was no traffic or no defender around her, and she was able to freely bring the ball up. There's the catch, and they're running that They're letting the defender come, not dribbling from pick to pick, but they're dribbling up high, like almost like a weave. And they're just going to try to pull the defender up. Now they had the weak side open. They didn't give her the ball back. Yeah, the coach for Southern Maine just told her she had it. They had brought everybody above the free throw line. Here's the catch by Turgeon. She'll go to a little running hook shot off the mark, and Rachel Wright, I'm sorry, that's Bizarro was right there, and she got in the position to make the rebound, and the ball was slapped out of her hands. That's Wright now, 44, and she'll take the ball out of bounds. And they'll lob it into Bowen.
Set a pick, Julia. Set a pick.
Yeah, there is a screen for Bowen. She'll go inside and just lost it. What they did was they just kept somebody back defensively in the paint. They ignored the screen up top and took away the penetration from Bowen. 4:44 to go in this opening half of play. And if you would have told me they were going to hold this Thunderbird squad to 6 points at this section of the game, I would have taken that bet in a minute. That they couldn't do it. Right on the run, we'll give it up one more pass, left it shy. Boy, they ran the break beautiful, just didn't get the finish. And so McConaughey will bring the ball down between circles, and she'll actually set the play up, and she's played very, very well at the point. They'll come up top, that's 22, Ledoux. Killed the dribble, needs some help. They'll come back to McConaughey, works for the screen, right switched off, and boy, there was no space other than probably about 2.5 inches to slide along the baseline, and she was able to do it and get the finish and make the lead 11, 17-6, Southern Maine. Ballard working against Rennie all the way in. Nope. Right selection, shot didn't drop, and I'll tell you what, Southern Maine with a chance to push the lead, which is already at 11. Yeah, and that's one thing his coach just told him, Braley, to slow it down, and be patient. Turgeon almost came up with the steal. Camden's at the scores table. They're going to allow Camden to come in. And number 3 for Southern Maine is Braley. Yeah, so we'll have the ball taken out of bounds right in front of the scores table. And you see Rennie. Oh, they had to cut from Braley down inside, didn't lob her the ball. McConaughey. Tell you, their execution of their plays here for Southern Maine have been extremely well executed. Baseline, they'll kick it back out. 3-point arc, the penetration, the free throw line. McConaughey will dump it down. Oh, right, there's a nice job defensively by Bizarro with the block, and they'll throw the ball out for Bowen, and it's taken back away. They'll push it inside, up, and got it. 19-6, Southern Maine with the lead, with just a little under 3 minutes to go here in the half. Oh, they'll have a lot to talk about on the Thunderbird side. Bowen to Ballard to the bucket. Got it. Long time between buckets right there. Got 2:35 to go in a half. 19-8, Southern Maine with the ball with the lead. And McConaughey, yeah, she got adventurous bringing the dribble out in front like that. And Bowen tipped it away and almost able to recover and get it along the baseline. Just a step late, and it will be ball out of bounds on the baseline to Southern Maine. McConaughey wanted to catch and shoot, and the defender just wouldn't allow him. Braley up, and no. Well, I tell you, she had a good look at the basket, squared up nicely. The shot just a little bit long, and with 2:11 to go, here comes Ballard and company. They'll lob it down inside, and yes, Bizarro got the position down low and got the shot to drop, and they'll cut the lead to 9 at 19-10 now. Southern Maine able to bring the ball up relatively freely here. And again, they've had such patience in running through the offensive sets that their coach has wanted. That was one of their first rough shots I've seen, or shots that really weren't advisable. And it'll go out from the hands of Bizarro out of bounds. It'll be white basketball. So Southern Maine will get the ball and get set to get it into play here. And again, no press in the back court by the Thunderbirds yet. Rennie killed the dribble a little bit early, able to get bailed out there by her point guard McConaughey. That's Bowen on her defensively. Nice catch by Braley. The shot up. And if it wasn't blocked, no, it doesn't matter. She was able to recover and get it. McConaughey up. That was partially deflected. And boy, Yeah, what happened right there? Southern Maine's coach Braley wants a timeout, and he got it with 1:16 to go. His team up by 9, 19-10. We'll take a look at the huddle of Coach Bizzarro, and I'll tell you that his Thunderbirds U13 squad has Marissa Bowen, number 3, Riley Candon is number 5, Ashley Morgan is 12, Megan Ballard, 13, Mary-Kate Turgeon is number 20, Emily Charnock, 25, Kate Candon wears 30, Emmy O'Rourke is 33, Julia Bizzarro, 43, and Rachel Wright is number 44. And right now, just a couple of observations, just Southern Maine defensively very familiar, having played the Thunderbirds last year here in this tournament and probably in other tournaments, very familiar with their offensive set, has a good defensive scheme set up and are executing it, and offensively they are being extremely patient and almost flawless on their execution offensively. So it'll be white basketball, it'll be Southern Maine basketball out of bounds, down along the baseline. Again, 1:16 to go in the half. 19-10 is the score. Southern Maine with the lead. Guay back in, number 21. Number 5 out there is Megan Carroll. Allie Braley is number 3. Number 22 is Holly Ledoux. And 31 is Richardson, and that's the Southern Maine squad. Now, no shot clock to worry about. Braley penetrates, winds up, tried to fire a hook, and taken out there by Candon. She'll come to Morgan. So Morgan back in there. Morgan started the ball game and then took a breather, and she's back in her now. Turgeon will go baseline, and again, that got a hand. Somebody got a hand on that one. That's going to be up and no. Rebound by Bizzarro, up and no. She had a couple of chances, and this time they'll get it. Turgeon with the finish, but 3 offensive rebounds that time, and they've cut the lead down to 7. Yeah, so the Thunderbirds able to close out the last 2.5 minutes here. Much stronger than they were playing earlier in this half. They've got the lead down to 7. Guay with the basketball and Braley with the catch, and Morgan there defensively. And they passed up the shot, and they'll cycle it back out. And it was not crazy to think they're gonna wait for the last shot here. Nobody's in a bonus situation. There's only been 1 foul called in the entire first half, and Braley had that blocked out of bounds by Ballard, and it'll stay white basketball on the baseline with 11 seconds to go. That's what they're looking. Richardson's wide open. She had an open look originally, took the shot back down. 8 seconds, 7 seconds, Guay up, and no. Rebound tipped around, picked up. Richardson with clock winding down. This will count, and no. So a good first half by Southern Maine will have them up by 7, 19-12 at the break over the U13 Thunderbird squad. Well, just from eavesdropping in on the huddles during halftime, what a contrast in styles. Not a right or wrong style, just difference in styles. Southern Maine basically has concentrated their entire tournament on defeating this particular team. They think this is the key to their winning their bracket. They talked about the help defense that they worked so hard on. The defense that is going to win them the game. If they're going to win, it's going to be their defense and their help defense. And I agree with that completely after watching that first half. You saw what I saw, and their defense was tremendous. They held this AAU Thunderbird squad to just 12 first half points. Dictated the tempo and the pace of the game would be played at. And then he talked about smart offense, and we saw a lot of that where they would run through a play. If the end result wasn't there they wanted, they would just stop and pull it out and run another play, and they'd execute. And the Coach Braley, very pumped up and vocal and really fired up with his team, talking about just 16 minutes away. And that's going to be a nice shot there by Candon. In contrast, Coach Bizzarro went down, spent the first minute or so talking to his team, and then left them to speak amongst themselves for the entire rest of the halftime. I mean, and it was interesting, just the different styles. And that'll be a 1 and out, and a rebound controlled. Taken back out by Richardson, and Bowen given chase. It's 19-14, lead down to 5 points right now. And I just got a feeling, as you do, before this thing's over, it's going to be a last-second shot for either side that would win it. It's going to be tight. It's going to get tightened up. And there's the steal right there. And the steal back, maybe? No. Tell you what, you can't get better hustle by both teams. I mean, both sides right there. That's just tremendous hustling. Morgan, number 12, and for the Thunderbirds that was. And L.B. Wright taking the ball out of bounds. Rachel Wright, number 44. Bowen open, called for the ball, says, I'll take the 3, and no, can't get it to drop. And it'll be taken out of there by number 35. That's going to be Fetter. into the front court to her teammate, and it's going to be Ledoux with the basketball. She'll bring back DeGuay. Again, this is where they really played smart basketball. What they talked about in their own huddle, smart offense, is, and right there they're lacking the execution early on, but what they were talking about was possession. Take 30, 35, 40 seconds off on an offensive possession and just work the passing around and make the cuts, set the screens, do all the little things right. But don't rush shots and don't take shots that are outside of your makeable zone. And there's the steal, and here's the break, and it's a one-on-one. And oh, they got the foul called on Mary Kate Turgeon. Reached in, and it should be 2 shots coming up for Southern Maine. And 2 shots. So that will send Southern Maine to the line, and Holly Ledoux will step up to the line, and she'll get 2 shots, and it'll stop the clock with 13:56 to go. We play 16-minute halves, and you do play overtime, but you have to have a winner to determine the total outcome of the tournament. And Ledoux will get a second shot here. Trying to cash in on 1 and 2 free throw attempts, and she won't, and the rebound will come down. I'll be right with it. One thing that I don't think it's been overlooked, but has been mentioned enough, is the tempo of the game. Yeah, Rennie with a nice job of slapping the ball away out of the hands of Turgeon. Is that Southern Maine has completely dictated how the game's going to be played tempo-wise. If they allow a more wide-open transitional game to develop, that will completely favor the Thunderbirds. You need to get this Thunderbird squad into a real grinded-out, slow it down affair by Rachel Wright with a great move along the baseline, spun toward the baseline, and became open. Now, what we're also seeing is more pressure in the backcourt, something we really didn't see a lot of in the first half by the Thunderbirds, and that's to pick up the intensity and create some turnover, and mostly to also just to pick up your intensity and create easy offense, which means steals and turnovers. 19-16, they've got the lead down to 3 after trailing by double digits midway through that first half of play. That's a good job of keeping them the rebound alive by 33, and again, I still don't have a number 33 in my program. And Guay with the basketball, and she's going to give it up on this side. They'll hold it outside the elbow as Ledoux. They go baseline and work it back up to Guay. And again, they're going to be possession-style offensive sets here. You know, a lot of passes, 6, 7, 8 passes, a lot of time off the clock. Make the defense chase, and that's going to be up and right with the rebound. She'll give it up to Bowen. Bowen with the push, ball up ahead to Turgeon. She'll turn up and no, set on the rim. Wouldn't drop the follow-up by Wright, no good. And Rennie will get the rebound. She's on the baseline, pinned there, and Bowen came up and almost made the steal.
Guys, they're running on you. They're being aggressive. Come on now.
Well, I wish you could hear the Southern Maine coach. He's hitting it right on the head. They're picking the tempo up. They're starting to run on us, he said, and they're you know, and you can see the difference in the style of attack here by both sides in the second half. This is Rennie. There's the dish. They go back into Rennie. She'll mishandle the ball. The pass was a little high, actually, and that's going to be Camden. And it'll be blue basketball. Last touch by one of the defenders on the Southern Maine team. So the explosion, trying to find that same intensity and execution they had in the first half, but also, you know, if you want to look at the flip side of that, you really didn't have a feeling that the Thunderbirds weren't going to start finding you're not as good a team as they are and not be behind and be able to find a way to kind of level things off. Okay, so there was one more sub they wanted to come in, and that was going to be number 5, Megan Carroll for Southern Maine. I believe everybody's in the ball game now. And there's the touch-up by Morgan. She'll go back to Bowen. No pressure in the backcourt by Southern Maine, and probably not a bad decision right there. One thing that gets a running team going is when you help crank up the tempo by pressing in the backcourt. And there's the basket by Ballard. It's a 1-point ball game, so that double-digit lead is all but evaporated here for Southern Maine. What happened in Southern Maine, and you see a lot of teams do it, they're in what they think is the key game of the tournament against a rival, against another quality team. They had a fantastic first half, had a big lead, and then came out and played tentative, almost like they didn't want to make mistakes at all and were afraid to play the ball game. That's Bizarro with the rebound, and Thunderbirds looking for their first lead in a long, long time. That shot will be up, and no, they won't get the bounce to go. It's going up to right. Right will get it, and the lead will go to 20-19, the Thunderbirds. And again, they have done a lot of this with the defensive pressure in the backcourt. They picked the tempo up. It's been like two completely different ball games from the first half to this half, and there's another turnover. Will it be or won't it be? So Charnock coming in, 25. She's going to replace, this is a Thunderbird change. She's going to replace Morgan. Oh yeah, a whole different looking group of Thunderbird players. Okay, so real quickly, we'll go through the Thunderbirds lineup. Coach Pizarro, number 3 is Marissa Bowen, number 5, Riley Camden, 12 is Ashley Morgan, Megan Ballard is 13, Mary-Kate Turgeon, number 20, Emily Charnock is 25, number 30, Kate Camden, Emmy O'Rourke, 33, Julia Pizarro, 43, and Rachel Wright, 44. And Southern Maine, oh, what a difference a half makes. Southern Maine still looking for their first points of the second half. I believe they were at 19, yeah, 19-12 at the break, and they're at 19 now with 5 minutes having been played. And we are back from that timeout. Actually, I never left. They're back from the timeout. Yeah. And again, man-to-man defense. And they have picked up, but the defense in the first half was what gave Southern Maine their lead, and the defense in the second half is what's brought the Thunderbirds back in this ball game. And you can see Guay up top, and there's just what they're doing. When she's up that high, they're just sagging off putting the body on her defensively, dropping it down low, and that's a tough shot. Almost went, rebound coming down to Pizarro, and she'll get the ball off to Bowen. Bowen wants to push, wants to get the tempo, wants to get him running. Ballard up, shot, no good. Rebound, weak side right, fouled. That was all created by tempo. Now Bowen got the rebound, just pushed it down the floor. The defense didn't get back and set up, so they were out of position chasing around to get to their assignments. And that way nobody could put a body on right on the rebound, and she got it, and she's at the line and she got it. 21-19, 2-point lead now with 10:25 to go in the ball game for the Thunderbirds U13 squad. And Wright, who's been good right from the start of this ball game, she was right on, and I tell you, that defense pressuring them has really helped the Thunderbirds wake up here and now go out of bounds. It'll be blue basketball. And I really do believe that if Southern Maine went to a press right now, that would really hurt their cause, because that would just help increase the intensity and the tempo of the game, which is what the Thunderbirds want to do. There's Charnock with the screen. She'll roll off it, receive the basketball between circles, come off now. Ballard's had a strong game to the hole. That was blocked and saved. Pizarro had it, lost it, and it's going to become Rennie with the basketball. She'll come back to Guay. McConaughey, number 1, was also involved in the play for Southern Maine. 22-19, 3-point lead for the Thunderbirds. And if you watched the first half of basketball when they got down by double digits, then you would know how impressive, first of all, was their composure. The better Southern Maine played in that first half, or the worse that Thunderbirds played, jump ball, everybody to the floor. Rachel Wright going to be getting on up. And she might hurt her tailbone. She's getting up. She's holding her. Yeah, she said she's okay. That's a tough place to fall, seriously. Because your tailbone's just right there. I mean, that hurts to fall on that. And she's going to stay in the ballgame. Well, the baseline opened up, and nope. First of all, with 7 minutes gone, Southern Maine has not scored a basket in the second half. Charnock got it. Again, what caused that? The quick push down the floor. The defense didn't get back and mark up, and that left Charnock open for a little 8-footer. 24-19 now. The first half belonged to Southern Maine, and the second half right now is belonging to the Thunderbirds. Rennie got it. 3-pointer off the glass for Rennie, number 15. And boy, just like that, that makes it a 2-point ball game, 24-22. On the run, the shot, no good. The rebound will come all the way up to the free throw line. Guay will get it, and she'll turn and walk it down the floor. And there she was told, walk it down the floor. Slow the tempo down. There's some good switching off right there defensively. Good communications. Right, had the angle, pushed her toward the baseline. The tip-in almost went, and now Bizarro will tie up and play getting physical. Clean, very clean but physical. Richardson and Bizarro tied up there, and now Camden will come into the ball game and replace Rachel Wright. Wright instrumental in his comeback right here by the Thunderbirds. There's the touch by Charnock. She'll go back to Morgan, and Morgan now will assume the point duties. And it's going to be going the other way as she lost the ball out of bounds. Good effort to try to sink it. So a chance for the tired lead here for Southern Maine as they try to regather themselves. And we got a foul on the drive. We know shots coming up. So that'll be on Morgan, number 12, will be called for the foul. Ashley Morgan. That's McConaughey with the basketball, and she got sealed off by Charnock. Now she kills the dribble and able to get the ball back to Guay, and she will slow it down. Braley getting set to check into the basketball game for Southern Maine. She'll be wearing number 3. They wanted to screen and roll, and that ball on the floor. Well defended. Each team knows each other so well. They're each coach barking out what the play is going to be, right while it's unfolding to their teams, to what to do to execute. There's the drive. They wanted the foul. Ballard was denied. Up ahead to Guay. She will hear footsteps and get the shot. Basket's good, and she's going to the line to shoot one. Yep, the hoop is good. So it's Camden that committed the foul. The basket's good. We're tied at 24. And so after weathering the run by the Thunderbirds, this is a nice little run put together by Southern Maine. And 7:49 to go, and we are tied at 24. And we're still tied at 24. And Richardson got there and tried to rush the shot and catch and shoot in one motion. Very athletic move. Shot just didn't drop. And they'll get the ball on the side to Turgeon. Turgeon. Again, like I said, the contrast at halftime. How the... yeah, prior to the shot on the floor, the ball will be on the baseline. Possession foul. And it'll be Thunderbirds basketball. The foul will be on Megan Carroll. And Fetter, 35 in the basketball game for Southern Maine. Again, there is overtime. We're at 24 all with 7:34 to go. Camden with the catch. Camden wants to make herself force along the baseline, and Guay jump ball. Guay and Camden on the floor, and good hustle by both players right there. And I got a feeling after seeing a lot of this age group right here, basketball, that these probably are the two best teams in the tournament. So this is probably key for both sides right here in their book as far as winning the overall tournament for their bracket. See her spin Rennie did, and she's able to get the ball up to Braley, and she'll turn inside, bring it back on the elbow, and again that defense, that's how they sag back. They didn't come out and challenge because they want to do that right there. Rennie. The screen was set, and Turgeon able to go through it, and that's going to be up and good. The lead will go back to Southern Maine now.
Defense now.
Yep, so Morgan, with 6:51 to go, will bring the ball up into Turgeon's hands. And again, a little hesitation offensively now that Bowen's not in the ball game. Jump ball. Bowen and Wright both checking in right there, right now. As Bizarro and Charnock will sit down. Wright will head to the inline, baseline, and she'll take the ball out of bounds. Down by 2, Thunderbirds trailed by double digits in the first half. Briefly took the lead here in the second half. Up and no. Yep, Bowen hesitated, and when she did take the shot, she put a little too much muscle into it, and it will sail out of bounds. You see Rennie asking for help. She wants people to come back to the basketball. Well, that's a 5 count. That's the 5 count. I'll tell you, both teams get back into the basketball game with their defenses, and that right there is a good example. And Wright will take the ball out of bounds, and they're looking for the tie with a 2-pointer to lead with a 3-point play.
Watch it. Don't let him take those outside.
Yeah, and Turgeon will make the grab as they just did beat the 5 count themselves right there. And Bowen back at the point now. And Bowen with Guay right on her. Like I said, it's fun to watch because you say Southern Maine, right? No, this is a rivalry game. Oh, what an incredible shot. Tied at 26. Do you know how many AAU tournaments that these teams have probably faced each other in? So yeah, it is a rivalry. To the hole for the lead. Got it. They scrambled around, kept their composure enough, got the shot up 28-26, 6 minutes to go in regulation. Southern Maine, the explosion in the white, back in the lead, and Thunderbirds U13 squad in the blue have the basketball. Now they're going to run a little motion up top themselves. They want to punch the ball down inside. Wright is trying to post up. Bowen looking for a pass lane to get her the basketball. Wright will spin free, go up, and got it. Tell you what, Wright has played a tremendous ball game. She has shown you some varsity high school moves down low. We're tied at 28 with 5.5 minutes to go in the second half of play. You're watching the Buggiani Thunderbirds AAU Basketball Tournament 2008 on Munger Vision. As Guay will see Bowen come up now. Now she'll pressure the ball. Now she'll reach her in those quick hands. She knows she had help defense on that side by Morgan. They'll go down inside, baseline, turnaround, no good. Ball tipped, and I believe it's going to be white basketball. Ooh, they're going to go blue basketball. Might have caught a break there. Yeah, they have a sub coming in the basketball game. It's going to be McConaughey coming in number 1 for Braley, and I believe, yeah, it's too late right now, but they're going to also bring in the next opportunity, Ledoux, number 22. That's a Southern Maine change. This is Bowen. 5 minutes straight up to go. There's the screen. There's the drop inside. Oh, they had it. That is saved. That's not saved. You can't go over the top of the backboard. It's got to be out of bounds, yeah. I think they changed that rule. They're questioning it, but I don't think, well, I don't know. In any event, it goes over, and they had the table set for a beautiful pass. There's the kick out. There's the steal. Right with the steal. She's got a 2-on-2. Right handles the ball well. She's going to go inside, up, and she's going to the line. Oh, wait a minute. I got to make sure where he calls it. On the floor in this act of shooting. 2 shots. Okay, so Wright will go. Now, that's the second time that you saw her get the ball at one end of the floor, feel very confident in her ability to bring it up, and then attack the basket. And that's what I like about Wright. She attacks the basket. Boy, she likes that rim, too. It breaks the tie, 29-28. And Guay will sit down, take a little breather. Now they will bring Ledoux in, Holly Ledoux. No, she'll be short on that, and there'll be a 1-point lead, and you can see Camden in there almost able to tie the ball. But I like the way the officials are letting them play through that today instead of those quick little touches and they call it jump ball. It's nice to see them let them crank it up and let them play. 4:27 to go, regulation, and they're going to give the ball off on that far side to McConaughey. Bowen on her, and again, this has been their offense that worked the best for them in the first half. Foul. Yeah. Camden with the foul. They get the ball in down low to Fetter. Fetter's going to the line. She'll be shooting 2. And again, they did all that by spreading the floor, bringing the ball over a little high-low game. Of course, they're staying man-to-man defense, so those screens work. And that shot will tie it up at 29. Fetter. You can't have bigger pressure free throws than that at this young age level in a big game like this. And then we'll have a 29-all ball game with 4:14 to go. And Ballard back at the scores table set to check in for the Thunderbirds. Yeah. Yeah, what happened there was a lane violation on the shot, so they'll redo it. One of the Thunderbirds in there early. And so they'll send Fetter back to the line. We're tied at 29, and she'll fix that with a second opportunity. She'll make it 30-29. And it was really neat. The two coaches just between free throws came over and shook each other's hands. So this is a good game, buddy. And I mean, like I said, this is a rivalry game. These players play each other a lot in tournaments, and they're good quality players and good quality coaches. This is fun stuff. Oh, inside foul right there. they did the same thing. They overloaded this side of the floor offensively. Few passes and a screen, and they rolled Camden to the line, and she's got 2 shots coming up with 3:57 to go. That'll stop the clock. Each team now with 14 fouls apiece. And we are tied at 30. And I'll tell you what, I've done high school games where with no pressure at that level they couldn't hit free throws. And now I'm at the U13 big pressure situation, and these guys are hitting their free throws. Well, some of them. They'll be tied at 30. Federer will get the ball up to Ledoux. Ledoux wants to hand the ball off to McConaughey. Now she's got the basketball. 30-30. At one point in the first half, don't forget, Southern Maine had a double-digit lead. And Bizarro at the score table. She'll be checking in next opportunity for the Thunderbirds. Rennie squares, fires, no good. Wright with yet another rebound, and she'll dribble to the corner. And okay, I was waiting to see. Yep. Yeah, what happened there was what I was waiting to have happen. They didn't want to lose possession. It's going to be timeout taken by Coach Bizarro with 3:34 to go. He knows in a game that's been this kind of game where you've had to spend a lot of energy to catch up, and then the second half's been a 1 or 2 point lead in the tie, or 1 or 2 point lead in the tie. That possession with 3:34 to go, it's all about possessions right now. There is no shot clock to worry about. And a bad possession or a loss of possession with a 5 count or a loss of possession with a jump ball or something like that could be the turning point in result in such a condensed time here, 3:34. So I told you this is going to be a good game, and I told you to stick around and watch it. I'll tell you what, I hate cliches, but I really will feel bad for whoever ends up losing this game, because this should have been a final. This was a quality game. 2 quality teams and good sportsmanship and very cleanly played, and you can hear everything being said on the benches, and everything's right up to par as far as good sportsmanship. It's competitiveness. Terzian will pivot. She'll put it on. Oh, we got a 3-second call down inside. So after a timeout taken by the Thunderbirds, they'll turn the ball over on a 3-second call, lane violation. There's the press. Now they'll back off a little bit. McConaughey will work against Bowen. Bowen trying to beat her to the spot. Had help defense coming over by Ballard, and they'll throw the ball away. Yep, so after the timeout, each team with a turnover. I'll tell you what's fun to watch is the coaches in a game like this. Oh yeah, you don't think they're living and dying it. But you gotta have a passion to coach, you gotta have a passion to play. You have to have a passion to call the game on TV. I always look forward to this squad, the Rutland, well, basically, like I said, the Rutland Town School squad. They'll come to right to the hole, off the glass, a little hard. Rebound was controlled momentarily by the Thunderbirds. They'll lose control of it. They'll go to McConaughey, 2:43 to go in regulation. They're going to bring Richardson back in the ball game for Southern Maine. If I had any question at all, it would be why she wasn't in there a little sooner from now. She was a force in that first half. Rebound on the box out will be controlled. Jump ball. It was Bizarro who got the rebound, and then she was surrounded by a bunch of white jerseys from Southern Maine. The explosion. So possession on the arrow will favor Southern Maine, and that's where the ball will go back. And they are going to run the box formation, and actually a little offset box formation there. And now again, that ball will be controlled. And boy, I'm able to kind of relax here for a second. McConaughey picked up the ball. Bowen will pressure her now. They had a chance to get the ball to Terzian, and now they'll just lob it down inside. McConaughey will get the tip back to her. She'll drive to the hole and overran the bucket on the shot, and Wright will make space to get her arms down to make the pass up ahead to Bowen. Bowen will slow it down once she crosses the timeline and bring the ball down in the corner to Terzian. Terzian wants to go down to Wright. She has a problem picking the ball up. That threw the shot off. Minute 53 to go. Maine with the ball, and we're tied at 30 still. Richardson got it. Southern Maine with the lead, 32-30, and there is Richardson, number 31. A lot of time left, plus a timeout left for both sides. They tried that screen and roll, and Ballard will make the catch, the shot, and no. Rebound right, no. Ball slapped out of bounds. I believe it's going to be blue basketball. Yeah, Maine just wanted to get it out from underneath the scoring zone and just slapped the ball out of bounds. Oh yeah, 32-30, a minute 26 to go in the second half. Wright will make the catch. There's no pressure that far out. I wouldn't expect there to be pressure that far out on her. And Bowen with the basketball. McConaughey on her defensively, and Bowen trying to work off the screen. We'll give the ball back to Turgeon. You got to figure you might have 2 possessions tops left in the ball game. That's why scoring on this possession is imperative right now. If there is a must score, it's right here. That's foul. Ballard going to the line on the drive, stops the clock with 63 seconds to go. Yeah, what they need here, obviously they would prefer 2 made free throws, but what they need here is at least 1 point out of this. If you start doing math and time on the clock and possession time, you can't come out of this without any points and have the ball go backward to Maine. She'll get the first one, nursed it in, and now Guay coming back in, number 21, Stephanie Guay. And McConaughey, a lot of energy leaving the floor. 32-31, Southern Maine. Ballard's second shot will be up, and no, he'll be off the mark. Wright got it and got fouled. Rachel Wright was just extremely quick to that basketball. Instead of being able to box out on her, she took a step back, like a drop step, and almost circled behind who would have boxed her out. A very smart move. So Wright, a very good free throw shooter at the line, and she's going to shoot 2. Whoa, looking for the tie. She kind of rushed that one. But as excited as I am about the game, imagine what the players got to be doing right now. They got to be kind of cranked. Nope. They'll be off the mark, and Southern Maine will have the lead and the ball with a minute to go in the contest. They're going to come up and pressure the ball now. That's Guay, Stolen. Turgeon. Got to slow it down, yep. She'll get the ball to Bowen. I don't think you'll see him play for a final shot. There's a hook. Oh, and Wright will go to the floor hard. It's going to be a blocking foul. Wright will get up. And she's going to have some bruises after this game. Remember, she fell on her tailbone, and then right there she took a shot to the thigh, and that's going to be the 1-on-1. So Wright, yeah, she had 2 warm-up shots just the last possession. Now see if she's ready to zero in. This is for the tie right here with 45 seconds to go. 32-31, Southern Maine. She put some oomph on that, used the glass and put it in, and we're going to have a timeout taken by Southern Maine. And Rachel Wright has tied the game at 32. Now we can do all kinds of what ifs and kill some time here. If she makes the shot, do you go to the full court press? If you break the press, do you hold for the last shot if you're Southern Maine? I mean, I don't think so, but things to think about. If you missed the shot, what do you do offensively and defensively? Seriously. We're tied at 32 all with 45.7 seconds to go in regulation. Southern Maine had a tremendous first half, had a double-digit lead, and it was about a 2.5-minute mark that Coach Pizarro called timeout in that first half of play, and that's when his team started to chip away, and ended up going in at halftime down 19-12. Then they came out and just kept grinding away and actually had a 3 or 4 point lead in the second half, and then Southern Maine regrouped, came back, and it's gone back and forth. It's been a Donnybrook, a barn burner, every cliche you can throw in. This has been a great ball game. 45 seconds left, tied at 32, and still tied at there's the offensive rebound. Ballard put it up, and who touched it? Who touched it? Blue basketball. So they'll have it with 45 seconds to go, tied. Now right here, you got to worry about getting the ball inbounds to beat the 5 count. And here's the steal by Guay. They read the play all the way, and no pressure now as they peel off. One shot he just called out. He just called out for 1 shot from the Southern Maine bench. Now whether or not he means it or not, Guay trying to keep the dribble alive, and they're down to 30 seconds on the clock. It's going to stay white basketball. I have mixed feelings about playing for 1 shot with 45 seconds to go. Well, I'll just tell you what. And that's going to be picked up by Guay. 22 seconds to go in regulation. Rennie back to Guay. Clock down to 18. They're really playing for the final shot of the game. Oh, she carried it, no call, and they'll bring the ball back. Richardson for the lead, no good. Weak side rebound picked up by Wright. 8 seconds to go, and I think we have a timeout. We have a timeout called. 7.4 seconds to go. And that is a lot of time. Now, I don't know how this thing's going to turn out. In my opinion, means squat. But just as a spectator, and having done 5,000 broadcasts, over many, many years. Very seldom do you see somebody hold for the last shot with over 40 seconds to go and have it work out for you. First of all, at this young age group, U13, to hold the ball offensively for 45.7 seconds to go, your players get tense, the people with the ball. They're young. They know that clock's ticking. They know they can't afford a turnover. They know they can't give it. They get tense. That's why I believe in keeping the natural flow of the game going. 7.4 seconds to go. I would expect Southern Maine to put a lot of pressure in the back court now. Yeah, and a foul committed by Southern Maine will be the 1-on-1, I believe. Yeah, for... will be shots. It's 17 fouls on Southern Maine. So 7.4, plenty of time to get the ball down the floor and generate a shot. Somebody's got to come back and get the ball. And they're going to give it into Turgeon. Turgeon will look, will push. She'll set for the win. Off the mark, rebound on the floor. It's going to be blocked, and we're going to overtime. We're going to overtime. 32 all. Southern Maine and the Thunderbirds U13 squad in a great ball game. And again, each team in the final 45 seconds of play had a chance to win this thing. And we're going to go to overtime, a 3-minute overtime to start with, tied at 32. Nobody's in any foul trouble. So we'll let the refs catch their breath, we'll let the players catch their breath, and I'm going to catch my breath. And just like that condensed version of that last 2 minutes of the ball game, every possession, man, I mean, every possession I understand is big throughout the whole contest. You kind of lose the magnitude of them because the game's 32 minutes long in PEGTV. But in this short version, every play is even bigger, and you notice it because you only got 3-minute overtime. It's much shorter time to make up for mistakes. Possessions and points is what it's all about, and there's a steal off a possession. Here comes right into the front court. Tell you, this possession you wouldn't know it, but she handles the ball very well, and then they had a hold of her arm. Yeah, I have it as a 1-on-1. Yeah, so Wright, who was 1 of 4 down the stretch from the free throw line, taking a big breath there, trying to relax, and they're going to send a sub to the scorer's table, and it's going to be Ashley Morgan, and Wright will have that rim out. Yeah, what happens? Bizarro kept it alive, went to Ballard. There's Wright, and they missed the bunny putback. Here's Rennie with the basketball. A little screen set back there on Turgeon, and now Guay will bring the ball up. 2:26 to go in the first overtime, tied at 32. Remember, it was about 6.5, 7 minutes into the second half before Southern Maine scored their first basket of the second half. And Rennie will save it from going out of bounds. Both teams playing and knowing that this could be the difference in the tournament, this one game. There's a block, and the ball will come down to Bowen. Offensively, I think each team playing a little tight since about 3 minutes ago in the ball game till now. Turgeon, no good, and that should be blue basketball. Yeah, it was slapped out of bounds by Richardson. And Ballard coming out, Morgan coming in. They're going to give Ballard a little breather. She has played intensely today. Yeah, so you can see Morgan all set on the baseline. She's handed the basketball. They run the stack formation. Oh, Turgeon was open. They got her the ball, and no, they can't convert. They've had some bunnies in the last few minutes, and they just can't get them to cooperate and go down through the cylinder. 1:47 to go. I'm still going back and wondering about holding the ball for 45.7 seconds for the last shot by Southern Maine, but it's irrelevant because they've gotten it to overtime. That's all hand. Oh, yeah. I could hear skin on skin. That was going to be a foul on Wright, and it's going to be 2 shots coming up for Southern Maine. But again, nobody in foul trouble for either side. Yeah, so we will get this first shot underway in the first overtime, still tied at 32. And not tied anymore. As they make a switch defensively. And I'm just looking because I just can't believe they didn't put this young lady's name. Nope, it's not in the program at all. And that'll make it a one-bucket ball game at 34-32. And I wish I had a name for number 33, but I don't have her in my. The programs are beautiful they put together for the tournament. Minute 34 to go, and this is where we saw good composure from both teams last side. You know, there's possession, but this is a point in the game again where you're nearing the point where you've got to have points, whether it's 1, 2, or 3. And Richardson will come down with the basketball off the bow and miss. She'll push the ball down the far side, and then she's told from her coach, who literally was running down the sideline, to slow it down. Now they can hold the ball and just run weave. And there's the timeout called. So Southern Maine wants a timeout. Now they might discuss, just with 69 seconds to go, you got to figure if this head coach, Troy Braley, was gutsy enough to hold for the last shot with 45 seconds to go, is he going to freeze the ball right now and make them come out and foul him? Shut down the offense, run the weave up top, a lot of motion, and then force the Thunderbirds to come out and commit the foul. Now that works both ways. Your players get as nervous as the other team does if they're at the free throw line to take those shots. So first things first, they got to get the ball in bounds. They got to beat the 5 count, get the ball in bounds. And I'm sure Coach Pizarro is talking about the playing denial defense, not allowing the ball to come in. 34-32, much lower scoring affair than I anticipated. Okay, and they're just you get one timeout. There's no carryovers. It's that one timeout you're given for this overtime. That's it. If you had one left over from regulation, doesn't matter. And Coach Pizarro still with his timeout. This is McConaughey with the basketball. We are in the first overtime. Oh, she killed the dribble up high, and she got bailed out. Richardson with the basketball, and they're going to run it to Rennie. They're doing this. I said, yeah, they're going to. Now it becomes how long is Coach Pizarro going to let them run the clock? And they're going to call foul on Turgeon. That's okay though. 53 seconds, and they're going to the line. No, I'm sorry. It's not the 1-on-1. They only have the 16 fouls. So in my opinion, I would have fouled sooner, left more time on the clock, because you still had the foul to give, so you couldn't have gone to the free throw line. Pizarro came out, and I think Ballard came in. I missed the switch. And Bowen almost got the steal. So Rennie will just move down about 7 feet and try to put the ball into play again. They give the ball back to her, and yeah, they want to kick it out for 50 seconds on the clock. McConaughey to Rennie. And almost a steal. And again, how far do you let the clock go down? Because you're down by a bucket. Bowen almost had it. Bowen almost had it twice. There's the foul. And I don't think that's a bad deal. So McConaughey, yeah, and she's been dancing like that the whole ball game. I think she's into it. I got to tell you, I think she's into the game. You gotta love the energy. When you watch a game like this, the energy off the floor and from the kids, awesome. Love it. Yep, they'll miss it right, had it, lost it. McConaughey will get it, and she'll kick it back out. Now they have to fall a lot quicker. There it is. Yep. They had what they wanted. They had the missed free throw, but they didn't get the offensive rebound. That, again, still 32 seconds left. And Pizarro will come into the ball game, number 43, and she's going to replace Ballard. And unfortunately, again, I don't have a name for number 33. I looked through my book several times now. We're in overtime. 34-32 Southern Maine, looking to extend that 2-point lead. And this is still the 1-1. Got it. I'll tell you what, she nailed that one. So technically, it's still a one-possession game. A 3-point shot would tie it, or a made basket and a foul on a shot would make it a 3-point play. Now it's 2 possessions. Now you got to really get points. You got to get it down quick. You got to get points. And Southern Maine looking to upset the Thunderbirds. Oh, I don't know if they needed a 3-ball. And again, that could be the ball game. Now they need to foul immediately. 21 seconds and counting. And jump ball by Bowen. And it's going to be blue basketball. What a huge play. Oh, they were looking, initially I was thinking the foul, but they got the better stuff. They got a jump ball, so they have possession, and they're not giving up any free throws. They need points, though. They need points. They need a 2-pointer. They don't need a 3-pointer. And boy, it's going to go out of bounds, and then We'll have Southern Maine with the basketball with 12.3 seconds to go, and they could have gone for a 2-point shot right there. The Thunderbirds. Now Richardson, they're going to dribble the timeout, and Bowen with the foul, but 7 seconds to go. Yeah, 7 seconds, and they need 2 scores. And McConaughey again going to the line, and she's still dancing out there. Oh, it's still the 1-on-1. Yeah. Now Bizarro. Last thing you want to do is foul, obviously. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and Southern Maine is going to make the long trip worth it. And Southern Maine will come in and upset the U13 Thunderbirds 36-32 in a game that saw Southern Maine have a big lead in the first half and then watch the Thunderbirds make a tremendous run to come back and briefly take the lead themselves. The two teams grounded out in the second part of the second half to get it tied up, and we went through overtime. 36-32, Southern Maine with the win over the Thunderbirds. Hope you've enjoyed. This was a tremendous ball game by both sides, the players, the coaches, and the officials.